Did you know that artificial intelligence recently crossed something called the red line? So the red line, as it relates to artificial intelligence, is the ability for AI models to autonomously self-replicate.
Jeff Bezos made over $7.9 million an hour last year.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Forbidden Feed. As usual, take these videos with a grain of salt. You decide what's true or false. Time is valuable, so I won't waste any. Let's jump right into it.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
You saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
This parking lot has been empty for years.
Somebody does not like Elon.
Nigga, is my last glue breathing? Like, what the fuck is that?
Venom.
Why is it doing that? I'm scared to put this shit on my eyes.
God, please, no! No!
Because he has a picture of a Tesla that ran right through his living room.
Oh no.
He's at home, his roommate's at home, and a Tesla ran right through the wall at like 5:06 p.m. He takes a picture of it, he calls the police, he goes outside at 5:07, takes a picture of the Tesla inside his house. I mean, it's completely ruined. And then at 5:10, he takes a picture of a tow truck guy whom he had not called underneath the Tesla. The guy says, whoa, hey, can you like maybe wait for a second? The cops should be here any second. And he's like, nope, can't wait. The guy says, I really think like with insurance and everything, we probably should do a report and stuff. And he says, get the blank out of my way or I'll kill you.
I'll kill
He
you.
threatens his life, gets to the front, pulls around, and the guy's like, you don't have any empathy? And he says, dude, screw your empathy. And literally just like takes the car and leaves. Yeah.
Whose Tesla was it?
Who's self-driving?
It self-drove into the living room?
I don't know. The conspiracy is that Tesla is pinging any Tesla that gets into an accident, paying these tow companies or having reps in cities or whatever that work on those things at a drop of a hat in order to not get bad press.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
Why do they give him to a bunch of social media influencers as opposed to giving it to the public? I don't understand.
Connected to P. Diddy. Today, I'd forgotten about that. That's how much intel I get. This is a very good source. Today, I get another call by someone very close to me, very well known. They said, we don't care. Go ahead and say it. He said, hey, LeBron James just sold his Florida condo 2 weeks ago and has left the country. What? And they got specifically, you could imagine how, that it's over P. Diddy. So, wow, I just broke that. Sorry.
Did you know that artificial intelligence recently crossed something called the red line? I'm not joking with this, we're really about to be living in a sci-fi movie. So the red line, as it relates to artificial intelligence, is the ability for AI models to autonomously self-replicate, which means that with the right query, they can write the code that creates themselves. Meta's model and Alibaba's model are able to effectively reproduce 50 to 90% of the time. But the scary part isn't that AI models can produce themselves exactly, it's that they can reproduce and make the new models slightly better or have less restrictions. I promise you, AI models are 100% better than every human on Earth at coding. It's not a competition. I'm sure you can.
So who's to say that they already haven't reached that ability? Like I always say, technology is probably like 20 years in advance, like what military's capabilities are compared to the average citizen. It's probably about 20, maybe even 30 years in advance. So who's to say that AI hasn't already reached those capabilities? Just a thought.
You see where I'm going with this, but in a second someone creates a model that's designed to recursively create smarter models, that's raps, like that's singularity. So
I must play hockey.
Welcome to the future.
Hello, universe. If you are not familiar with the Mandela effect, Empire Strikes Back, you need to Google it or you're not going to understand what's on this tape. But y'all, I'm about to put this tape in and hit play, and you're going to see absolute, incontrovertible evidence that parallel universes and the Mandela effect is real. Here goes, y'all.
I remember as a kid saying, Luke, I am your father, like into the fan.
Told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me to kill him.
I am your father.
He told me to kill him.
Luke, I am your father.
This guy's got it like recorded on his own VHS.
Luke, I am your father.
Those Mandela effects get me so bad because it's like, I remember when I first saw them way back in like, I don't even know, like 2012 or 2013, there were like something called flip-flops. So like Heidi Cat kept flipping back and forth, and then there was like Chick-fil-A kept switching back and forth. It was really strange, and everybody was talking about CERN. Seems like there's a lot less flip-flops now, but I don't know, man. What are your guys' theories on that Mandela effect? Do you think it's like CERN? Do you think it's misremembering? Do you think it's, I don't know, what other theories are out there? Let me know down in the comments.
Flooding and even hurricanes could be subject to weather modification.
A lot of coincidences here.
Enough is enough.
Why would anybody care about an airplane flying around if you already have had flight for 150 years before the Wright brothers airplane? Why did the blimps go away? Well, the blimps went away because there was the Hindenburg incident, in which one blimp basically popped in the air, and they said, oh my gosh, we got to get rid of it. But they've been flying around in the air since 1783. They have charted the entire Earth with blimps, but we got to get rid of it. You know why they got to get rid of it? Because people could see another side. So the Hindenburg incident was just for them to get rid of technology, which they've already been using for 150 years, because it competes with, number one, the airline companies, and number two, people seeing another side. And it's interesting because when you think about like the Wright brothers and the first airplane, do you understand why nobody really cared about seeing those videos? Like the Wright brothers come out, there's the first airplane, and people are like not even paying attention. They're not even looking at it. Yeah, because they were already in the air. These blimps from the old world were already here. So why would anybody care about an airplane flying around if you already have had flight for 150 years before the Wright brothers airplane? And the Wright brothers weren't even the first one with the airplane.
There's two drugs that will kill you when you get off of them.
Good question.
Alcohol and benzodiazepine. Those are the two that if you just quit, you'll fucking die.
Or you wish you would.
Meanwhile, they're handing those things out like Tic Tacs.
Yeah. Well, they were regarded as a safe substitute for barbiturates.
Well, when did they know? When was it in the literature, the difficulty of detoxing yourself from these?
Very recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And when did they start being handed out?
20 years ago.
Fuck. So what happened? People just stayed on them?
Often.
I have one good friend that takes it every day and takes it oftentimes with alcohol, which I know you're absolutely not supposed to do. There's not a damn thing I can do about it. This is a friend that I love to death, and I just go, I put my hands up and I go, there's nothing I can do.
No one realized that Rihanna stopped releasing albums to save her own life. Her last album, Anti, was released 8 years ago. Since then, Rihanna has focused entirely on running her cosmetics company. Even though countless fans message her asking for new music, Rihanna ignores them. After having her child, Rihanna became even more cautious. If fans ask, when's the new album? She only replies with her lipstick shade. Although Rihanna is signed to Jay-Z's label, if her success surpasses that of his wife, Beyonce, Rihanna's life might be in danger. After all, Aaliyah and Left Eye both mysteriously died in the 2000s, and they had also challenged Beyonce's status as the #1 female artist. If this is true, then Rihanna's famous catchphrase, "Who sent you?" might not be a joke, because Diddy has a very good relationship with Beyonce and Jay-Z. According to insiders, Diddy is suspected of orchestrating the deaths of Aaliyah and Left Eye, and is even linked to the murders of Tupac and Biggie. If Rihanna continues to release albums, she could be murdered by Diddy. Besides Rihanna, Taylor Swift almost threatened Beyonce's position as well, but Kanye West suddenly stepped in, grabbing Taylor's mic during her award speech and loudly praising Beyonce in the audience. This move protected Taylor from Beyonce's jealousy.
There are about 35 nations that have already agreed to expose their top secret files on these UFOs or UAPs. This is real. These are real. See, the enemy doesn't want us to think about the prospect of us or there being something in the world more powerful than them. They want you to see the F-52 bomber and the jet moving at the speed of sound, and see the Air Force and the Russian military and think that they're the all-powerful. But the minute that we are made to know that there's a power in this world from God that's real, with real machines that will trump their power, then we begin to see them in a different light. I'll just say this. It'd be good for the viewers to get the book Message to the Black Man and crack open and go to page 290 and start reading about the wheel and the dynamics of how it came into existence. Do you know that in 1993, the FEMA has in their fire manual a section on chapter 13 dealing with how to respond as a fire official to a UFO?
The outfit that Kendrick Lamar wore at the Grammys.
What did he wear? What did he wear?
Oh, you didn't bag it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, so Kendrick swept the Grammys. 5 Grammys for that one song.
For a diss track.
That killed Canada, right?
Certified, number point certified. I'm on too. I'm gonna do my stuff. Fight until I'm like, you tired?
So what is known in Canada? The Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, you wore that tuxedo?
You wore denim on denim.
Guys
So
just
that's another
roasting him.
level of hating these small things to jab at Drake. I don't know if you've seen Drake's concert recently. He had the
bullet holes in his hoodie, right?
With
And he
the
had
smoke.
It was kind of hard.
Yeah, it was kind of hard.
But some people thought it was corny.
Yeah. He definitely looked in the mirror before he's like, nah, this is fire.
Just in case you missed it, Kanye West has been completely crashing out again, and it seemed to culminate with the fact that he offers now a single article of clothing on his website, which is just a plain white t-shirt for $20 that has a big black schmostica on the front of it. And at $20, it's the cheapest article of clothing he's ever sold, so it seems like he really wants people to buy it. Aside from that, he's been manic posting on Twitter to the point that his own wife got on and basically tweeted like a prayer for him, which is funny to me because I'm fairly certain God left Twitter a long time ago. But out of all of his craziness, there's one thing that I don't think has gotten nearly enough attention. He made a post that seemed to be directed at George Farmer, which is Candace Owens' husband, or as I like to call him, Little Spoon. In it, he said, "George Farmer, I did not F your wife, rest easy." So he's saying, don't worry, I didn't bang out Candace Owens. Jared Kushner, on the other hand, Kanye West just said he slept with Jared Kushner's wife. His wife being Donald Trump's daughter.
Wait, he might have said that Jared Kushner slept with the other dude's wife.
Kanye West just went on and said, hey, didn't sleep with Candace Owens, so you don't have to worry about it. But hey, Jared Kushner, I slept with Ivanka. If you try and go and look at his account now, it's not there because he got censored by Elon Musk, which is funny. You'd think, okay, trying to sell a swastika shirt, he's saying stuff like this. That's why he got censored. No, he was censored for sharing too much pornography.
What is going on with
A ton
Kanye?
of pornography. He was showing up in other people's feeds that didn't want to see it, and Elon restricted his account. Then I guess Kanye said, thanks for letting me rant, and it looks like he deleted his account. But worth noting, him selling this shirt and promoting it and so forth isn't what got him shut down on Twitter. It was just the sharing of porn.
Jeff Bezos made over $7.9 million an hour last year. In just 13 minutes, he made the equivalent of what a typical person earns in a lifetime. Don't tell me that the rich can't afford a wealth tax.
And they wanted to
You put it that way.
every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication.
It's like Kanye number 2.
And I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right?
Yeah.
I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
They can't scare you, they can't control you, they can't, they try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name. It's up.
Not you.
Going nowhere, baby.
Kanye 2024?
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Did y'all see that there's also these new Tesla dogs as well? Elon Musk is not playing, y'all. He literally made a dog to replace your dog. Not only that, but they came out with a Tesla horse. And they also have a cheetah Tesla prototype that they're working on currently right now, y'all. And this thing is doing all kinds of flips and tricks.
I think homie needs to check his sources on this one.
And get a little of this. Not only that, but they also have a monkey prototype that they are currently working on.
Stop it. Get some help.
What is Elon Musk trying to do? What is going on? Why is Tesla creating all these things? I mean, did you hear what Elon Musk had to say? Y'all, check this out.
Probably none of us will have a job. There will be, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income. Not universal basic income, universal high income. There will be no shortage of business. If the computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then what does your life have meaning?
And I guess this is the reason why they're creating all these animals to go with these humans. And then these robots trying to be us.
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
And the crazy thing is, this is supposedly happening in our lifetime. We don't have to.
That robot just said his objective was to try to be as human as we are. Like, I guess I should know that. That's what the objective of these robots is. But like, hearing the robot say it just kind of like opens your eyes. Like, damn. We gotta put some like firewalls on these guys, man.
Wait, we don't have to wait for movies to come out. This is happening right now. But yes, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, y'all. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.
Knowing Elon as you do, are you comfortable with the amount of power he's wielding inside the U.S. government right now?
Asking Bill Gates.
Well, I admire the great private sector stuff he's done. You know, SpaceX, Tesla, you know, both amazing companies. You know, I think in the case of USAID, he doesn't appreciate the phenomenal work that goes on. It's not partisan work. It's nutrition. It's avoiding.
It's beyond repair.
Well, you know, I give billions of dollars to the same thing that USAID does. I go out in the field and study these things. I hire scientists. And so, you know, I think if he really knew the work there, he wouldn't be telling 10,000 people not to come and do that work.
Bear with me with this next story because it is serious. It's been causing quite a stir. We all know Bill Gates was loitering around Downing Street like a bad smell before the budget. Of course, the Microsoft boss, the ex-Microsoft boss, who now has interest in agriculture and vaccines and so on and so on. No one's been able to say what he was doing in Downing Street. But what we do know is that he's been causing a right stink with a new potion he's been cooking up in the lab. Gates is leading a new $12 million investment in an Australian firm called Ruminate that aims to stop cows farting to save the planet. The claim, of course, is that methane from cows' backsides is causing global warming.
All it takes is one drive through your city or through the industrial area of your city and looking at all the factories just letting all the smoke and smog and chemicals and pollution just fill the airs. And Bill Gates is out here trying to tell us that it's from the cows farting. Like, Jesus.
Well, now the idea has come to the UK, and it's fair to say it's not going down very well. Arla Foods, the Danish-Swedish company that owns the UK's biggest dairy cooperative, is teaming up with the likes of Tesco, Aldi and Morrison's to feed its dairy cows with the gas-suppressing chemical mix through another company separate to Gates. That means milk, yoghurt and butter you buy in the supermarkets could have been made from cow's feed with this new additive in. It's called Bovaer. Take a listen.
I'm Jane.
I'm Adam.
And we run a family dairy farm with 420 cows.
We've been Arla members for the last 10 years and we've been in the innovation farm for the last 5.
The latest innovation we're looking at is Bovaer. Bovaer is a feed additive developed by Dutch company DSM that allows farmers to reduce enteric methane emissions from our dairy herds.
So 30 of Arla's farms in the UK will trial the use of Bovaer, which claims to reduce methane emissions from cow's gas by 27% on average. It's made by a rival firm of Bill Gates' company, DSM Firmenich, which is a Dutch multinational. And if successful, it hopes more UK farmers will start to use the feed additives in their own flock.
Name a country beginning with V. Venezuela!
I said Finland.
Huh? Finland! Finland!
Oh my days! Allow it! Don't chat to me! You said what? Finland! You are on some joking! It's an F, blood!
I want to know what you said. V, yeah. Venus.
Leaked footage of our flat Earth from 1970 to Apollo mission. These are clips taken from 2 hours apart. You can see the ice wall and more land beyond it. Could that possibly be another world beyond it? The Apollo mission never made it past the firmament. This footage is taken from below the dome. NASA are not able to penetrate the firmament. Leaked footage from the 1970 to Apollo mission of our Flat Earth Part 2. You can see land beyond the ice barrier, and this is just 1/8 of the edge in view.
Leaked footage from 1969 of our flat Earth from the Apollo 11. You can see land beyond the ice wall. This is proof.
And so my novel mind-controlled bionic arm was intended to address these shortcomings. So, using tiny, non-invasive electrodes, I was able to pick up fuzzy residual electrical activity on the forehead. I theorized that deciphering those obscure surface-level signals could potentially allow the interpretation of frontal lobe brainwave activity. And so I conducted this IRB-approved study to collect thousands of brainwave data points from a diverse group of human subjects. And by using this acquired data to train a complex artificial intelligence-based mind-reading algorithm, I was able to discern bona fide user thoughts from scalp electrical activity. And so my final algorithm involves over 23,000 lines of handwritten code and over 900 pages of calculus-intensive math. No existing system has been able to achieve the accuracy that my system has. And so in a series of rigorous tests, my provisionally patented neuroprosthesis has achieved similar performance to that of the world's industry-leading $450,000 plus invasive prosthetics. The arm is extremely durable, lightweight, and has no surgical requirement, and my entire system costs less than $300 to produce.
Wow.
Several other wire fells that I've seen from NASA Cinema. Maybe you remember this one from NASA Cinema, where you can see the wires unnaturally lifting the back of the astronaut's shirt, just like Buster Keaton.
And a second wire bulges at his bum when he flies. But
yeah, I'm sure that's just perfectly normal space bum bulging that just seems to match wires and harnesses.
Space bum
How about
bulging.
this one, where the astronaut on the right in the USMC shirt actually grabs the other astronaut's wire. When he grabs this invisible object, it pulls the astronaut's shirt in a very strange way. That really looks like Buster Keaton, doesn't it? I also love this one, where the astronaut is hanging upside down, and the other astronaut on the right side pushes a button or something on the wall, which causes one of the wires attached to the shirt of the astronaut on the left to release. I guess he got tangled up when they were playing acrobats. PBS actually removed this clip off of their website, and so I couldn't share the original where you can hear the mechanism, but I'm sure that's perfectly coincidental. The astronaut behind him even reaches up at the same spot to seemingly detach the shirt from the wire. Of course, you can't forget this one where it looks like the astronaut flying in the back is wearing some sort of harness. I guess that's just an everyday astronaut harness that they like to attach to their butts for some made-up science reason. This astronaut seems to twist funny, like the wire is malfunctioning, and then she starts to fall before NASA cuts away. Buster Keaton comes to mind when watching that strange twisting. This one is also hilarious as the actor from NASA accidentally gets the microphone wire tangled with her harness wire. Notice how the microphone wire is caught on something invisible, and then she has to use her other arm in a strange way to detach the microphone wire from the invisible object behind her. Is there any other evidence that NASA uses wires to fake space?
You can just get a Bluetooth
How about
microphone.
this clip from an old video of mine? This company, called ZFX, which specializes in wires, stages, green screens, and performance flying. It actually looks like a pretty fun job. But you should go and check out their client list, and look who's there.
They let them put that up there?
To think we were actually impressed when this first came out in 2023. Extremely grainy and chaotic, with each clip only being like 2 seconds long. Not to mention the backgrounds, movements, and pretty much everything going on in the videos is just totally warped. It doesn't visually make any sense. More of a bad trip than a realistic simulation, but it's a start. Then in 2024, we get a serious update. It's looking much better, full HD, and there's a sort of consistency in the video where things aren't just morphing in and out of shape anymore. You'll still notice some movements that are kind of creepy and jerky, or objects that just forget how they were supposed to be oriented. Overall, it still has a very uncanny type of feel to it. Like, we can obviously tell what we're looking at isn't real life, but now 2025 just brought it to a whole new level. Actually, no, this is a real video Will Smith took himself in 2024 as a parody to all the AI videos of him eating spaghetti. But it does give us a sort of control test of what we're working towards, because this is AI Will Smith eating spaghetti in 2025. The future is here. Huge improvements over 2024. At first glance, it almost looks 100% real. But if you look really close, you'll see a few unnatural movements and subtle transformations that just don't make much sense. But clearly, we're making great progress, and soon enough, we're going to be able to generate videos of anyone doing anything, and we're not even going to be able to tell whether they're real or AI. Hold up, should we be...
So that's in 2 years, we've made that much progress. And again, who knows what kind of capabilities military and other corporations and stuff have that are way more advanced than what we have. Just a thought.
Be concerned.
Folks, if there is no Mandela effect, and the Volkswagen logo has always been with a gap, as the Mandela effect deniers say, if here, this is actually QTV's van. Hugh, say hello. From the shifty Mandela van. As you can see right here. Original Volkswagen hubcap on a 1974 Volkswagen bus. It has not reality shifted. It's no brake. If there's always been a brake, and there's no Mandela effect, and we're all just crazy, what do we have here? I've also shown a guy at the beach, at Huntington Beach again, talking to people on the street. He had a shop there, you know, like a flea market type thing, a farmer's market type thing, where he was doing artwork. In his artwork, he was making these sculptures of like these Volkswagen logos made by hand and painted by hand. And of course, he painted them with no break. So that's how he remembered them. Look at this. Another original hubcap. This is the Whately Beach, the Huntington Beach, in case you were wondering. And on the back, another hubcap that shouldn't exist. What will the Mandela Effect deniers say? Unchanged originals. And then the best part of the story is QTV at one point was driving.
Hubcap falls off. And then I gotta go back to the mechanic to like get a new one, right? And then he replaces it with a new hubcap.
There is the fourth hubcap when he had it replaced. And of course, wouldn't you know, there it is with the ugly break. New reality. So you have two different realities of hubcaps on this car. Three, actually the original. Unchanged, which is amazing. Why have these not changed? We don't know.
He's really trying to be one of the boys, eh? Get caught on camera checking out her
Jeff
breasts.
Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, says in his quarterly reports, and loves to say in many settings, that he tells all of the thousands of Amazon employees who work under him, he wants them all to wake up terrified every morning. And that's the word he uses, terrified. And to stay terrified all day, because that makes them productive. But most of these people are just getting by financially. He wants them to be afraid all the time so that he and the stockholders can get more stuff. And they already have so much stuff. You know, 50% of the total wealth of the world is owned by the top 1%. It's insane.
It is being alleged that Diddy's lawyer quit the case because of necromancy. I 100% believe this is a sign that Hollywood is about to be exposed for the alleged witchcraft and necromancy that goes throughout the industry that no one talks about. For a lawyer to
So I think there's two different words. There's necromancy, and then there's the other word I'll throw up on the screen here so we don't get blocked.
say, I'm done, because he's so freaking spooked at what he has learned about Diddy and drop him as a client, really has me wondering what kind of necromancy and alleged witchcraft was being done in this household. Does it go deeper than just Diddy and spread throughout all of Hollywood? I believe so. So allegedly, Anthony, who was the lawyer of Diddy, quit the new disgraced rapper's counsel as alleged necromancy was discovered in Combs' case. According to Holler magazine, his lawyer, quote unquote, said he could not defend that sorcery. Now, if you don't know what necromancy is, it's also known as black or dark magic. Necromancy is communication with the dead, usually in order to obtain insight into the future or to accomplish some otherwise impossible task. Necromancy is actually very, very current in ancient times among the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Egyptians, Greeks, even the Romans, and in medieval Europe. Black magic is condemned by the church. Someone who has studied Hollywood dark magic and Beyonce and some of the lyrics in her words, I would not be surprised if this allegedly was something deeper that is going to unravel the truly sinister works of Hollywood.
Look up spirit cooking and that like Ibrahimovic lady.
And of course, none of this is true, and we're just going over some books. Come back for me to read you another book.
You guys, that's a plane, right? That's a plane.
Looks like a plane.
Yeah? Okay, watch the flight path. It's going right to left, right? Here's my neighborhood. It's going right to left, going all the way that way. But these planes are doing this where it's making a circle now, it's gonna make a loop and then go back out that way. They're just making loops, dude. Okay, and they're moving super slow. You don't hear them. And they're just making these loops. Why? See, you heard a plane, right? It was this plane. That's
okay,
a plane
I'm like,
going over my head.
I hear a plane right now.
Straight out. These guys, I lost it now. They just keep looping and going out. They're coming in. I notice them like every 5 minutes or so. They come this way, and they go right about to here. They go out, and then they go around, and they go back this way, and then I lose them into the building. I don't lose them out into the distance. They're not traveling like that other one was out where you could hear the plane either. The ones that are coming this way, you don't hear them.
It's like a flight school out, nearby.
Looping, and then going back, and then I lose them.
I don't get the hype. These birds are dumb as hell.
I would apologize. That is the last creature you want as your op. Let me tell you something. Meet the crow. Now, I shouldn't have to explain this, but these things are far from dumb. It's basically a brain with wings. They have the intelligence of a 7-year-old. To put that into perspective, a dolphin has the intelligence of a 4-year-old. Let that sink in. They could solve puzzles. They can use tools. They'll even pick up a walnut, drop it into the road, wait for a car to run it over so that they can go and get the nut. I wouldn't even think of that. When a crow dies, the other crows will come and investigate the area to figure out how. And if they can't figure it out, they'll stop eating the food in the area in case that's what did it. But most importantly, they can remember your face. They don't, however, remember what the word forgiveness means. So if you end up on their bad side, these flying middle fingers will attack you every chance they get, they'll drop stuff on you, and they'll tell the homies to do the same. And there's a lot of homies. Not just that, they will tell their children about you. So you could end up fighting a crow because of something you did to its grandpa. Oh yeah, they can also talk.
Tickle, 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 tickle.
If I heard that in the woods, you're gonna see me hit a 40-yard dash that you didn't even know was possible. Moral of the story, if you even mess with a crow in your dreams, I would wake up and apologize. And as always, follow for more facts.
Look at the size of the thing. Oh my gosh. And I'm taking a movie of it.
I appreciate you taking the movie, but that is not a fish you want to see. Allow me to explain. That is an oarfish, also known as the doomsday fish. These guys are rarely seen by humans, despite being a sea serpent that gets up to 30 feet long. And that's because normally they're found about a mile deep in the ocean. First the anglerfish and now this, and a lot of cultures around the world believe when they surface, that means something terrible is coming. That's why it's called a doomsday fish. In fact, 20 oarfish washed up on the shore of Japan in 2011, just before their infamous earthquake, which ended up being one of the most catastrophic in history. And 6 oarfish washed up on the shore of the Philippines in 2003, right before their earthquake. And this was the most recent sighting, which just happened on a beach in Mexico. Now, there is a lot of theories, such as the tectonic movements before an earthquake kill them, and then they surface before the earthquake hits. But there's also the theory that they're just the bringer of bad news. We don't need any more of that. Moral of the story, as cool as it would be to see one of these, this is not a good way to start 2025.
Wait, so nobody noticed? Nobody noticed the massive UFO that came over by the pyramid and then just left? Like everyone was paying it. I even went through the comments. All the comments. That's a lie. I did not go through all the comments. I got distracted after about 30 seconds. I have a very low attention span. Anyways, I looked through it for 30 seconds. Not one person noticed the UFO. Not one. And it was not a small, it wasn't like an orb. It's not an orb. I'm going to show you, don't worry.
Let's see it.
But it's not an orb for entertainment purposes only. I almost forgot to say that and I would have gotten it taken down and then banned from TikTok and that would have sucked. It is not an orb. That is totally not, just watch it. Everyone was so focused on the rave which looked great, by the way. I would love to do that, like rave
Or blast it out of their minds.
That's pretty cool. Some people were like, it's disrespectful. You know, there's also landfills all around the pyramids too. So we could talk about disrespect all day. It looked like a really great party. I get it. I get that everyone was distracted by it. But there was definitely a UFO. So I just wanted to point that out.
That's a real party?
And I'll
If that was a real party at the pyramids, that would be so dope.
tag the original creator below. Okay, love you, bye.
I've read every fucking theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you fucked up like a quarter inch there, a half inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they date it to 2,500 BC. But that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
We know the truth now here. I got an old pic of the Guile American Indians, aka the Gullah Geechee, Sapolo Island, Georgia, 40 miles south of Savannah, 7 miles off the coast of Georgia, inhabited by the Guile community now over 400 years. That's a lie because they are descendants of mound builders. Let's keep going. Guile
Mound builders?
Considered descendants of the mound builders, specifically from the Mississippian culture, as they built platform mounds similar to other Mississippian groups, and archaeological evidence indicates their ancestors lived in a region where the Mississippian culture thrived. Let's keep going. The Guile people are identified as part of the Mississippian culture, which is widely recognized as a primary mound building culture in the southeastern part of America. Let's go back to the pic. And these are Guile Indians. We know the truth now.
No. Jesus Christ, man.
Okay, the pin that you use to get into your phone or your card is in this video, buddy, you're cooked. This company called Have I Been Pwned just did a scan of the dark web, and they created a list of the 50 most common pin codes in data leaks. So when hackers try a brute force attack, these are the ones they try first. Starting off hot, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 1, 1, 1, then 0, 0, 0, 0. Honestly, if this is you, you deserve to get hacked. Next, we have 1, 3, 4, 2, kind of a sleeper, and then 1, 2, 1, 2 out of nowhere. I expected 2, 2, 2, 2, expected 4, 4, 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, kind of weird, and 1986 out of nowhere. That's got to be a generational thing for sure. Then we got 2020, also weird, and from there on, it gets pretty predictable, but yeah, if your PIN code or passcode is on this list, I'd recommend changing it.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got to take a pee.
I am become meme.